check it is we want this at hip height. Now what we do to do that, I'll show you first. For me, we lift that up, a bit fiddly, but you put that to your hip height, and I'll show you how to do it. And then you put the closest pedal on, and then you step through. Always step through in front of the machine. Okay, so just come forward a little bit for me there, that's fine. Now, from the side view, the way to double check the seat height is correct for you is that this knee here is slightly bent. Now, the pedal's pointing downwards and the foot is parallel to the floor, and this knee is slightly bent, and the hips are flat here, parallel. So that means that's the correct height for me. So if I was pedaling, that would be the correct height, but you check it once you're on the bike. When you get off the bike, always make sure the clip is off your foot. Step through again, don't step behind, and then just make sure you're safely on the floor before you take the other foot out of the pedal. Happy to try that? Okay, so if you stand against it for me, so we need to hire that for you. So I want you to lift the pin and then lift your seat up. Let's try that. Now that was good, because when you bent down, you bent your knees apart instead of bending over, so that was fine. Really good. Now put your far foot into there and bring the pedal down for me. Let's see if that number is going to be right for you. So bring the foot through into the toe clip, and now I'm checking your leg. Now that looks fine because you've now got a slightly bent knee. Your seat number is 17, mine was 12. We'll put that on your card, so you double check it that you've got a slightly bent knee. So if you were using a different bike, you could check it, and the numbers would be different, but you could check it with a slightly bent knee. Your hips are flat, and you're sitting up straight on the bike, holding on to the bars there. Okay, so we're going to start you off in a warm-up. Okay, what I want you to do is start to pedal. I showed you a little bit of pedalling, but that's quite straightforward. Now what we want you to do is we're going to do about 5 minutes of warm-up. Okay, what I want you to do is press quick start there. See the green button? Always press the quick start button, and what that does, it gets your time going. Okay, do about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're going to do some stretching and some mobilising to get you ready for exercise. Now this should be very light exercise, so this is not expected to feel like a workout at all. So that's it's normal for it to be quite low level. Okay, so you're at level 1 now. If you press that button there, you get an increase of level. Okay, and it might not feel much more difficult, but it might feel a little bit more difficult. Yeah, but we're going to keep it light for this first part of the session. The idea is just to loosen the joints, get the blood flowing a little bit, but not to raise the heart rate significantly at all. So it should feel just quite light, but you should feel like you're getting warm, a little bit warmer, and we'll carry on. Let's go to level 3 by pressing the button there. Now the other thing that you can see on here is your revs per minute. Now revs per minute is how fast your pedal rate is going there. And at the moment it's 60, 63, 60, 63. That's fine for the beginning of a warm-up. It's slightly slow than you would for a workout, but not too slow for a warm-up, yeah? So let's stay about 60, 63, 65 there. And we'll increase that very slightly. When we come back to do an exercise session on this, we'll be pedaling a little bit faster and obviously a little bit more intensely as well. But for now, warming up really lightly, okay? Because we're going to be doing some weight training. Generally, how hard does that feel to you? Not difficult. Well, that's good because we don't want it to be, yeah? So I'm going to say put one more level up there for me. So you're on 4, and I'm going to take a judgment and say that was going to be hard enough for you for this warm-up. Because we want it light, but we want to build it up slightly over a couple of minutes. We've done 2 minutes now, and then we're going to spend a sort of minute here, and then we're going to cool back down over the 2 minutes. Okay, so you kind of do a little sort of peak, but you do reduce it down before you stop moving. And then following this, we're going to be doing some stretching. It will be short, very light stretches and some mobility movements for the joints. So it's warm-up exercises basically in preparation. And this combined with those exercises would be classed as a general warm-up for an activity. And an activity that we're going to be doing today's weight training, so it would be a good warm-up for that. Yeah, does that feel okay? You're doing that really well. You've got good posture. It is important. I know that you can do speed cycling and all the rest of it, but it is quite important to maintain a good posture. We talked about that at the beginning of the session. Keeping a nice neutral curve, trying to keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep some of the weight on your hands so that you're not having to stress the back, and you're supporting yourself forward there. Toes pointing forward, that's fine. Breathing all the time. Head up if you can. I know that you're having to look down here, but just kind of use the eyes down rather than the head, just so the neck is in a good posture as well, so that's fine. We're coming up to doing 3.5 minutes, so what I'm going to say is lower the intensity down one level, down to 3, so we're just now creeping back down again. Okay, so again, how does it feel?
It's fun.
Yeah, so light, warm up. Yeah, so it's not a workout. This is we'll be doing the workout, but a bit later. So this is just a light warm up of 4 or 5 minutes. We'll do another minute. What I'm going to say is bring that down for 2 levels now, down to number 1. So for the last minute, again, what I'm going to say is slow it down slightly. We went up to probably about 70, which is fine. So we started off about low 60s, we went up to 70 in the middle, along with the level, and then we came back down. So this is fine, 60-ish is fine, just to tail off the end of the warm-up for this last 30 seconds. So we're coming up to 4:30, and we're going to do another 30 seconds. So you do have your heart rate reading there, and that's fine. So it's a low level, it's sort of 9900, which is what you'd expect. So slow it right down, that's fine. And we'll look at that again and when you do your workout on the machine. But for a warm-up, yeah, keeping the heart rate low like that is good. Okay, we don't want to leave the heart rate too high when you stop moving. So slow the rate down a little bit, creep up to the 5 minute, and then you can bring it to a stop. Now that would be what's classed as a general warm-up part, first part of the warm-up. I think you did that really well. I mean, your posture was good, you kept the rhythm, and you followed my instructions really well. How do you think it went?
Yep.
Okay, next bit. Okay, what I'm going to teach Paul, the client, now is to do some warm-up exercises. Now for your warm-up, really you want to include at least 3 in your plan. So they can be mobility for joints, they can be a short held static stretch, or they could be a dynamic stretch as well. I'm going to show you an example of each one, and you can choose to do whichever you like. So first of all, Paul, I'm going to teach you a mobilization exercise for the shoulder joints. Okay, if you can face me, just come out a little bit further out so we can face there, and I'll demonstrate first. And the idea with these exercises is that it's a slow controlled movement, and it helps to just loosen up the joints. Okay, so we don't want any muscle stretching or any vigorous movements. I'll show you first, and then just make sure you're happy to do it. So I'm going to stand in this sort of position, maintaining neutral spine. I'll just show you from the side again, as we did earlier. Neutral spine, shoulders down, chin parallel with the floor. I'll show you the exercise, and what it is an arm circle, which just loosens the shoulder joints gradually. You'll start off fairly small movements, and as the joints warm up, the movements might get bigger. But this is the kind of speed that you need to do, trying to keep breathing all the time. And if I just show you from the side, you can see that I'm upright and maintaining my neutral spine. Okay, but maintaining that slow and controlled position. Are you happy to try that now you've seen me do it? Okay, so if you just come forward slightly so you don't hit the side. And what I want you to do, feet hip width apart, that's fine, feet facing forward. Good posture. I'm just going to check you from the side. Yeah, that's fine. Good posture. Knees slightly bent for me, and just relax your shoulders, chin parallel with the floor, looking forward. So if we start the exercise together, slow movement, slow and controlled, round. Don't strain it at all. Don't force it. Just the natural movement. So don't go too far back if you feel you can't. Really slow. So try not to swing. That's good. Keep breathing all the time. And I'm going to check your posture from the side. You keep going on that for me. That's 5. Keep your chin parallel with the floor. That's really good. What I'm going to say, that's fine. Keep it slow. Keep the arms straight. Try not to push too far back. It doesn't matter. That's good. Keep the knees slightly bent. Nice and slow. Keep the head up. Chin parallel with the floor. Doing that really well. And that's the last one. And relax. Okay? You did that really well. You maintained good posture. It's easy to swing those arms, and you didn't. You maintain a slow and controlled movement. Do you feel that went okay?
Yeah.
Would you be able to do that with less input from me next time?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to teach the client now to do a static stretch. I'm going to do a chest stretch exercise. Okay, Paul, so part of the warm-up then, we're going to do some short stretches, some light stretching for the chest area, because we're going to be doing some weight training, so good preparation for that. So you've done your CV bits, you're nice and warm. Watch me first and I'll show you, and just make sure you're happy to do it. It works the front of the chest, big muscle here, and it stretches lightly. We don't want to stretch too hard. What we do is place the hand on the wall, and we have a 90-degree angle here. We try and keep the posture good, and then just rotate the feet round, trying to keep the spine straight rather than twisted. It's quite difficult, but try and keep the spine twisted, and you'll feel a light stretch on the front of the chest. I don't want you to feel anything in the joint, and I don't want you to feel a tightness, but just a light stretch on the chest. Keep breathing at all times. If you just come round to look at it here a little bit for me, just to try and see that I've got a good posture here and I'm not twisting too much. Okay, so come back round. We just hold that for about 8 to 10 seconds, and then we would do it on the other side. Okay, so have you do that. Keep your elbow onto the wall there, that's fine. You've got your feet together, that's really good. You've got your 90 degrees there, which is really good as well. And then what I want you to do is just move your feet around so the whole body turns around, so you're not twisting too much, that's fine. Now I'm going to ask you just to come back slightly, that's fine. So I don't want you to stretch it too much, and I don't want you to twist your body, that's good. Keep breathing. Do you feel anything on the chest? Is it stretching? Just about, that's fine. But is it too much of a stretch, or is it light? Okay, so a light stretch is good. So it's not a stretching exercise, it's just to warm up the muscle. Okay, so we're not going to do it too vigorously. Hold that, keep breathing. I'm just going to check you from the side. That's really good. You've got a good posture, and you're not twisting in your spine. That's fine. You've got your feet facing forward. You're breathing all the time. And that's 10 seconds. So what I'm going to say now is change your arms around and get your 90 degrees on the other side. That's good. Feet facing forward, and then I'm going to get you to rotate around very slightly so you feel the stretch, a mild stretch, not a full intense stretch, but just a mild stretch. Keep breathing. If I relax your shoulders down, you're doing that really well. I'm just going to check your posture's good, which it is. Got your feet facing forward, knees slightly bent. Keep your head looking the same way as your body. And again, about 10 seconds, which we've done now, so that's good. So that's fine. Yeah. Again, did that really well. Do you feel that went okay?
Yeah.
Do you feel you perform that exercise with less coaching from me next time? Yeah, I think so. That's good. Okay then, Paul, I'm going to show you a dynamic stretch for the calf muscle now. I'll show you first, and let me know that what you think of it, if you're happy. It's for the back of the lower leg, calf muscle there, and what this involves is a movement that is fairly slow and controlled, but we don't hold the position. We go to a point where you can feel a very, very mild stretch, and then we come out of the position. So I'll show you what I mean. For this one, I'm going to step forward into what we call a calf stretch, and then I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to step forward again and do 10 on this side and 10 on the other side, and step back. So the idea is you step forward, I'll just do it in a bit of slow motion, got your knee above your ankle here, not too far forward, keep your body square and your neck and your back in alignment, and then step back. And the idea is that you keep your foot behind you straight and you go into that position there. Okay, I'll just show you a couple. So you're keeping the feet forward, facing forward all the time, and that uses the back of the calf, and that warms up the back of the calf in a dynamic stretch. Happy to try that now you've seen it? So you're into my position. We didn't want to do that, did we? But anyway, back there. Now what we want you to do is step forward, keeping your feet facing forward. Keep a neutral spine, and then keep your head up. Okay, so let's go together. Forward and then back. Same leg. Forward. That's really good because you've got your knee above your ankle. What I'm going to say is try and straighten up that back leg for me. Brilliant. Forward and then straighten up that back leg a little bit. That's it. That's great. Keep doing that. That's really good. Just going to check you from. That's really good. A couple more on this side. Keep breathing. You've got a good posture. You've got both feet pointing forwards. You've got the front knee over the ankle when it's forward. That's great. And I want you to change legs. That's good. That's fine. Try to bring your foot slightly further forward. Try not to let that knee go too far over the foot. That's it. That's really good. Your back foot is really, really good. Pointing forward. Again, just keep that knee slightly further back so it doesn't overshoot the toe. Really good. Okay. One more. Couple more actually. That's really good. Keep the head up on this one. That's perfection. Yeah. One more. That's good. So it's a slow and controlled movement, and that is a dynamic stretch for the calf. It's hard. It's quite a hard exercise. I mean, technically, to warm up the calf, but you did it really well, and you know, there are a couple of corrections, but really good at the end. Do you feel you could do it with less help from me next time? Okay. We're going to teach a CV workout now, and Paul is going to be himself, so he's not role-playing here. He's a fairly fit guy. He does CV exercise, so we're going to plan him a workout now on the bike again. Unfortunately, we've not got treadmill, but we're going to do the bike, and I would have to show him how to use the bike prior to this as normal, and then we would get him to start to pedal after I demonstrated the exercise. So we've set you up. If you want to start to pedal now for me, and we're going to be doing a workout tailored for you. Press the quick start button for me, and you're at level 1. And what I want you to show you is to start fairly low in your revs per minute, about 65. So we're going to do a sort of a warm up again, and it's going to be now a gradual warm up, and it's going to be at least 5 minutes long. And it will gradually increase your heart rate and effort level up to the point where you're exercising at a level that is right for you, that kind of mimics what you would normally do. I know you normally run, don't you? Yeah. So it would be of similar intensity. If you increase your levels for me to 3, just there, number 3. I want to just check your posture's really good. Keep those toes facing forward for me. That's good. And again, that neck position. I know it's tempting to look down. Well, just keep your eyes down on the time and keep your posture good for me. But do support yourself forward. So I want you to look at that chart there in the distance. You've got a scale there from 6 to 20. Now this is what's called a rating of your exertion. And I want you to be honest about how it feels, how hard the exercise is. It's an overall rating. Combine everything you're feeling, from stress, effort, fatigue, breathing, legs, everything. 6 is the same as sitting in a chair not doing anything. And 20 is you're completely exhausted and can't carry on. We're not going to get that far. We're only going to get as far as you consider right for you. I'll keep my eye on you as well, and keep your eye on the heart rate. But being an exerciser, you've got an idea of how exercise feels. So, at the moment, between 6 and 20, how would you say you felt? Okay, so quite like, okay, that's fine. That's good. That's how you should feel at this point. Your heart rate is gone up slightly, which is right. We started off with about 80, just below 80, and it's going up there. And what I want you to do now, if we've come up to 2 minutes, I want you to increase 2 more levels on the bike for me. So you're at level 5 now. That's good. Doing well. Keep breathing all the time. And keep that posture good. So we're coming up and we're gradually increasing the intensity now. And this part, it has to last at least 5 minutes. Just one of the rules. Warm-ups should be at least 5 minutes and they should be gradual. And the warm-up that ends at the point where you are at the intensity that you're happy to continue your exercise at. Okay, so you said earlier that you do exercise reasonably hard. Thinking about that, when you do your run on that scale of 6 to 20, when you're doing your middle part of the session and you're really doing it, not peaks, but just the general feeling, how would you feel, would you say? All right. Yeah, okay, so it's different, you know, there's no right or wrong answer for that. But that sounds okay. So we'll try and get you up to a 13 today and see how you go with it, see how it feels. So 2 more levels on there. So on level 7, and we've done 3 and a bit minutes. And keep the revs per minute at where you are now, that's fine. So you've naturally increased it slightly, which is absolutely fine. So you were starting at low 60s and now you're up to near 70, that's fine. And we've gone from level 1, 2, we've gone to 3, now we've gone to 5, coming up to 4 minutes. So, how do you feel now on 6 to 20?
Still pretty low.
What number would you say?
8.
All right. Okay, that's fine. That's right. If you're fit, you've got a long way to go up. There's a lot of distance to get up to your working level. So we've got to push on. 2 more levels on there. Now cycling is slightly different to running. So you might find your legs aching more than you're running because it's just slightly different. But general, in terms of effort in your breathing, we want you to be at the right level for you. But do take into account your legs. Give them a bit of extra score if you feel they're aching at all. So we're coming up to 4.5 minutes, and I want you to now increase the revs per minute to 75. Now I think for a runner that something a bit more intense here is going to get you to where you need to go. So we're on level 7 and we're on 75. How do you feel now on that scale of 6 to 20?
Still low.
What number would you say?
It's the same.
Right, we got to get you moving.
Yeah.
You're fit. 3 more levels on here now. I want you to level 12. Is that better?
Yep.
Get in there. And I want you to increase your revs. Keep it 75 for now. And in a minute we'll go up to 80, just in a minute. But because it's still got to be gradual.
Yeah.
You know, there's no getting away from that. We've done our 5 minutes, but we're going to continue our warm-up until we're there. Now warm-ups sometimes can last up to 10 minutes. It could last more. But once we know where we're heading, we'll be able to maybe do this in 5 or 6 minutes next time. But that's fine. As long as it's at least 5 minutes long, that's okay. And it's got to be gradual. How are you on the numbers now? 6 to 20?
Yeah,
what are we on now?
10.
Okay. So 10. Let's do... Are you happy to move up above 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go up to 80 revs per minute now. That's all right. No, I tricked you there. So 80 revs per minute. So it increase with cycling. Revs per minute for the main section of your exercise, which is after the warm up, roughly around about 80, 85. So we're there on the revs. Are we there on the resistance? I don't know. I'll ask you. Do you think you could push harder while maintaining 80? Or yeah. How many? 1 or 2 or 3? 2. Let's go 2 because you're getting used to it now. You know how this is changing it. So we're on 14,
Yep.
and we're on 80. Now let's see if that gets you up to where you'd want to be for your workout. You tell me. If we've overshot it slightly, we can come down. If you want to go up, keep going up, we can keep going up. Now remember, the workout section, we're asking you to maintain that, yeah? And you said you normally would exercise for 40 minutes or so,
Yeah.
so we're going to exercise about 40 minutes, yeah? Okay, so having that in mind, do you want to increase, what number are you on there, 6 to 20? Be honest, because yeah, that's fine.
13,
Right, 13, 14. Okay, now have I overshot the mark here with the levels or the speed?
No, I think this is fine.
It's not gonna continue to rise.
Oh, yeah, this is fine.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm going to sweat a bit, but
That's all right.
that's fine.
Well, would this be? It's about the same as you would normally work out at. Is it a bit harder?
Similar.
Similar.
Yeah, similar.
If it gets more, take into account the legs, because you're cycling now, not running. It's new, it's different for you. Then we can tweak it down. So, having said that, what we've done is at 7 minutes we went into the main section, because that's the time that we found your 13, 14, the level that you're willing to maintain for your 40-minute session. Okay. And I want you to maintain the 80 and the level here. Was it 14? 14. And we're going to do the 40 minutes. See how you go. Now, this is an assessment. The assessor is going to say, I'm not standing here for 40 minutes. So the assessor's nurse said to me, okay, that's fine. I want you to go into the next section. So imagine we've done the 40 minutes.
Yep.
Are you glad?
Yep.
And we're going to do a cool down. Now the cool down is the reverse of the warm up. Okay, so what I want you to do is decrease 2 levels on there for me. So back down to 12 and just maintain just under 80 for now. And now what we've done at 9 minutes, well, it would be 40 whatever minutes, but for us 9 minutes, we're going to now come back down, and we're going to let that come down gradually for at least 5 minutes. Okay, it's got to be at least 5, can't be any less. So we have got to reduce it gradually. I'm going to say now reduce the revs to 70. So we've come down from 80 to 70 over the first, getting on for a minute, and we've reduced it by 2 levels. Okay. So we've done like a sort of flat curve shape. You've gone up for your warm up, gradual. We've got to the point where you're happy or working out. You were happy, but you were doing your exercise as you would do, and then we've maintained it. And we did a couple of minutes, but we would have maintained it for 40. And then now at that end point, we're cooling down. Okay.
Yeah.
And fine. 70. I want you to drop 2 more levels now. So back to 10. So we've gone up. We're coming down from 14. So we've gone to 12 and we've gone to 10. And after the first minute, we went down to 12. It's fine. I'll get you some tissue, anyone. That's my fault. I should get you some tissue next time. And we've come down to 10 now. So we're going to spend the next 3.5 minutes reducing that down, right down to 0. So it's a gradual reduction. It's a gradual cool down. It's not something you just stop exercise and rest. We do gradual. It's really important. It helps your recovery, helps your muscles, helps your system get recovered, and to actually get fitter quicker. So even though you might think, well, it's a bit of a bore, a chore, it really has a purpose. Yeah, especially as you're getting very fit and you need to recover well and exercise. Do your exercise regularly without getting injured, really. So 2 more levels down. So we've gradually picked it down from 14 to 12 to 10 to 8, and we've done coming up to 3 minutes of 2.5, so nearly 3 minutes of cool down. I want you to keep your revs just below 70 now, so we're tailing that off as well. How would you say you're feeling on the 6 to 20 now? What number would you say? 9. Okay. So that's how it should really feel at now. So you're gradually reducing that level down from your 13, 14 where you were in the middle, which we maintained for 40 minutes. Well done. And we have then started our at least 5 minute cool down. So we're coming up to 9, 10, 11, nearly 4 minutes, and I want you to reduce 2 more levels down, back down to 6, and then I want you to reduce to sort of 65 as you are doing there. So it's a natural progression or a regression, gradually down from your high level at the beginning, or your sort of normal workout level at during the middle of that session. Okay, 2 more levels down there. We've got a minute to go. Numbers 6 to 20. So you're recovering really well. Now that's a good sign, actually, of somebody who's fit, is to feel as though they've recovered really well. Yeah. And I did keep an eye on your heart rate there, and your heart rate has gradually built up, and it went up to 104.